Welcome to Motivation with Marissa. I'm Marissa Mitchell, and my guest today is a man of many talents, of many hats. He's a host, media host. He's also an entrepreneur and a soon-to-be author, sharing his life to inspire others. George Worrell, thank you so much for your time, for coming here today. You have so many titles.
Oh my goodness, and I'm listening, I'm like, is that me? Yeah.
You know, it would take me the entire show just to get through it all.
It's so good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
You bring such great energy, not just here on Motivation with Marissa, but here at Fox 5 in general.
That's nice.
It's going to be a great day whenever George is in the building.
That's nice to say, because I can remember a time in my life that probably was not true, but I'm happy to be here and to come, and that for someone to ask you to come.
Yes.
It's like being asked to someone's home, which is very nice.
I mean, you give off incredible energy, and I see that, and when I see it, I make sure that I get people on so they can radiate that to others who certainly need it at a time as the one we're in right now. Such as this, we need it.
Yeah, and it's work many times, and I always talk about at home that I have to have the things around me to motivate. And I heard this years ago about having to motivate yourself. Many times you can't reach your mom, or you can pray, or those types of. You have to motivate yourself and talk to you. I talk to myself. My dog looks at me and she's like, "Who are you talking to?" I'm talking to me, so that I can keep it together. Like when people see us, doing segments or doing shows, and there's so much behind all of that. Even going to work or just doing the things that you need to do, there are things that you have to do, I know for me, to keep myself motivated, to keep doing the things that I'm doing, And it's not about the money.
It's not at all.
It's about just getting up. There's some days I just, do I feel like it?
You know what? It's almost like it's a part of your wardrobe. And I didn't plan to go here this soon in the interview. But you can dress to the nines every time. But I think also before you leave your house every day, you have to dress for the day. And it starts with motivating, encouraging yourself. I mean, that's a song. Encourage yourself. It's true. I did an event over the weekend. It was called Pearl Severance, where I was kind of charged with sharing pearls of wisdom to the young women. And I told them, you can't have a pearl without the grit.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, you have to be your own pearl before people even recognize the gem that is you. And it starts with you.
It starts with you, and things have to have happened. I always say that things happened for me. Being fired, or someone saying that's not good, or all of the things that one would think as negative, and then at that point in time when they happen, they probably felt that way. But it's a story, it's a testimony, because I survived it. When I talk about being 29 years clean, it'll be 30 years in August. All of the things that I'm doing now that seem like a success, there was a long journey to get there. And many times, I didn't even know how I was going to get there. I knew I was on the journey, but then the blessing was that there were people sent, lifetime season, that either were there for their own, purpose, or for mine. And I always say, you're very blessed and lucky when you attract someone that sees your vision and don't want to take your vision or alter your vision. They're there for your vision. And so it's a journey, and I'm grateful.
Wow.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful about that I'm here in my mind. And the things I'm grateful for are free. It's not the clothes. It's not where I live. It's, I'm grateful. I still have my parents. I still have a lot of family and very, very good friends. And they're not a lot. I know a lot of people, but I can count on one hand my friends that I can call at 2 o'clock in the morning and say something that I would only tell God.
You know, my dad used to tell me, he said, Rissa, he used to call me Rissa, that's my nickname. He said, if you ever go through life with one friend, you're lucky. If you ever manage to get more than that, you are truly blessed. And as I've gotten older, I truly understand that. True friends that last a lifetime, you can count them on less than one hand. So you're incredibly blessed to have that. You mentioned your 29-year sobriety journey. You've now put it to the page in this book that's upcoming. Tell us why you decided to share your story in that fashion.
So so when I got clean 29 years ago, people didn't talk about it. You know, it was like kind of a secret. Some people did, and if you heard it, I know when I heard it, it was almost a shame. I know for me, it was just, people didn't really talk about going to meetings or talk about it. It was therapy from day one for me. So the people that really knew me knew about it, but I didn't go around talking about it. My first book, On the Other Side of Style, I talked about it a little bit. But I'm always one of thought is that you hear the beginning of people's stories and then you hear the end, but you don't hear the middle.
The dash.
The dash, yeah. So that's what this is about after I got clean. And the people, you know, going to the recovery house. Like, I started with absolutely nothing.
Wow.
And we're not even just talking about the clothing. No suit, nothing, zero, goose egg when I got to the recovery house. And there was some people there that were like-minded and had been through similar. And there was no judgment, and I lived in this recovery house, and it was 4 other guys that lived with us. They're no longer with us, but I was the dreamer. And I started thinking about my path and what I was going to do in that recovery house. I gave my first party at the recovery house, and the theme was black and white, and my Uncle Shane, God rest him, was my cook. And he would bring, you know, in D.C. they had those half barrel grills, and he pulled it on the back, and he fried chicken and made all this stuff. And went to Legal Seafoods, which was my first job. I was so nervous. And I knew, I was just like, I had a choice of being a waiter or a host. And I'm like, I don't want to wear a uniform. And I got the host job, but I didn't have any clothes. And there was a place in Southeast that gave away clothes. And there was a guy, this reminded me of Harlem Nights, when Eddie Murphy's character goes to the door and the guy's grumpy, like, going in the back, right? And that guy was like that. But you could only go there once a month, and he would let me come whenever. But my eye, and I didn't know it then, being around fashion all my life, I could identify the well-made clothes and pick out those suits so that I had to look like what I wanted to be. I had to look, when people came to the front door of Legal Seafoods, I had to represent what that looked like. And all of this happened without me knowing. That path, you don't always have to know where you're going, you don't always have to know what's going on, but that dream of like, okay, this is the next step, this is what I like, this is what I'm good at.
You literally didn't look like what you had been through. No.
Yeah. And I got clean later. I mean, it doesn't seem like that now, but I was 34. And just starting from, I was so happy when I got I could pay for my first haircut. But guess what? Being an alcoholic worked for my good. You know why? One, I got clean. Second, it put me in a category of when I started styling, I developed inner, outer, than your clothes. Because I knew, and you don't have to be an alcoholic or a drug addict or anything, but the inside first. So going to meetings, I knew that I had to work on inside me first. Then when I saw with my grandmother's hair, skin, teeth, then your clothes. Nobody was talking about that. They were talking about going to get a new outfit.
I never even thought of it that way.
Do you know what I mean? Like, the clothes are the last thing that you should be thinking about. inner. How many times do you go to a job or you going someplace and you're in line at the drugstore and the person's talking to somebody else and not looking at you, or their skin is, messed up or whatever, or they're hunched over? You're not going to see that fabulous dress or suit, hunched over, bad skin. The eye is trained to see what's wrong first. We automatically see what's right. So you learn all these things that was not taught in school. I'm a history major. And the confidence started to build.
Because you had to learn fashion, or how we put ourselves together at the most granular level.
Yeah.
And you learned that because you had to start within, because of the journey from alcoholism. Wow.
That and have been around. So my father's brother, my Uncle James Lee, was a cobbler, made shoes. My Uncle Clarence was a tailor. My Aunt Irene had worked in couture fashion all that. So I had been around. Yeah. But I didn't know. So I always say this: figure out what you're doing that everybody else is doing. How do you do it differently? So as an event planner, when I started my business, I just really focused in on that personal, so my first client was Warner Sessions Law, and he would have these fundraisers in the morning. I would bring tulle to put in the ceiling. I would have jazz. I brought china, flutes for the orange juice. You'd hear, Billie Holiday. People didn't want to leave, and he would raise money. You know what I mean?
And that's what you want them to stay.
You want them to stay, and even when I did it for the council, I would bring a chef. Now, it was not extra money. It was just style. I was selling style. My job was to make you look better, and you paid me. But you learn that along. I didn't know that starting. I knew that I wanted a better life. I knew that I wanted my dreams to come true, or I would die trying.
There's so much. I cannot wait for this book. I know you've shared an excerpt with me, so I don't want to give it all away. But you're going to go deeper into that journey. And one thing I do see as a common thread throughout your life is that you lift as you climb. As you get these new business ventures, your new show, that you have, that you've done for years now, it's about helping other people along the way. Why is that it's so important to you? Almost like a champion for second chances, if you will.
That, and I don't remember being told the things I'm telling people. I don't know, though my parents were great, I don't know if I received that early on. Now the things that I did receive, right, that were free, meaning you can do this. Yes, we're going to have you on. Yes, you're good. Those are things that people can tell you that will last a lifetime. And they're far few in between. When you are on your journey and you don't really know that you are making an imprint, you don't really know if the curriculum's good, you don't know if you sounded good. If somebody comes and said, I enjoyed that. And it's not about the ego. It's about for you to keep going. Do you know what I mean? Because your mind, I remember Bishop Owen said this, that to guard your mind, things don't start or happen until you think about it. Your mind is telling you, or the enemy, or whatever you want to call it, is telling you, oh, she said that about me. Oh, they really didn't like me. It's usually negative.
Self-sabotage.
And we call it in the recovering community, the committee. There's something in here. And with 29 years clean, I still hear it sometimes. But I have a circle of friends, or I can call my friend Shantice. And I'll be like, it's just like, no, that's George, that's not, These are all the things behind the scenes that nobody sees, that nobody knows, so that I can come out here, or you can come out here and talk. I think it's all a ministry. We don't have to have a degree in ministry. We don't have to be in church. We don't have to be, it doesn't have to be Sunday. But you can tell somebody that I enjoyed what you did. I read your book. Marissa, I loved your interview. Girl, I loved your hair. It's something about when somebody imparts something in you that's free and meaningful. They mean it. They don't want anything. They don't want you. You know what I mean?
It's genuine.
It's genuine. You can't buy that.
Yeah.
So along your journey, you're able to identify all of that, you know, and laugh. Tears and laughter have kept me going. Tears and laughter. 2 songs. One is A Change. And when I first got clean, I would hear that, just tears. A change has come over me. I'm not what I want to be, but I'm not what I used to be. And that's ongoing. And then the other one is He's That Kind of Friend. If you ever need a friend that's closer than a brother, you know, that could be a friend for me, you know, for us, you know. But it's ever evolving. It's ever meaningful. It's laughter. It's good food. It's friendship. And being okay at where you are. I'm okay where I am. And the personal growth, I don't dress for anybody. I don't talk for anybody. If I'm happy about it, it will resonate. If you are genuine about what you're giving and imparting to other people, if you're happy about it, it should be successful.
Do you have a date for your book, or a date-ish?
It's May 9th.
May 9th.
My birthday. Yeah.
Oh, your birthday.
Yeah, so we're going to do the launch. You'll hear more about it. It'll be, you know, wherever you buy your books. I'm excited about it because it tells stories about the wonderful people that came my way. A lot of them women. So happy, you know, Women's History Month, because, you know, the first person that gave me a job, and I remember having these big glasses on, and she hired me, Karen Green. And it started my journey. There's always somebody that's going to open the door for you and just help you along your journey and motivating yourself and just riding the wave. That's what you do. You ride the wave.
That's life. That's life. We're all riding and trying to figure it out. I always end these segments with the question, and you can go in whatever direction you're led. Since it's Motivation with Marissa, what's motivating you, George, these days?
What's motivating me is waking up every morning. Gratitude. I'm grateful. Gratitude is the motive. I don't care what's not paid. I don't care what's due. I don't care what happened. If I wake up that morning in my right mind, or near there.
Now, I feel you on that one, because I have some days.
I have a chance, Marissa.
Oh.
That's all I want, is a chance. And that door, if somebody says, George, we're going to try you one time, that's all I need. You know, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you invited me. I'm grateful that I'm able to still come here. So yeah, the motivation for me is gratitude.
Gratitude. Attitude of gratitude.
Attitude of gratitude.
George,
and some chicken.
And some chicken. Hot
sauce.
Listen, I'm so proud of you. I'm excited for this next journey. I mean, this won't be the last time I see you on Fox 5 as well. But I just identified you as one of the key people to inspire, because you've done it, you've been there, you're in it, and still growing, and have so much to share. So make sure I'm invited to the book launch.
Yes, you will. Yes, yeah.
And happy early birthday, and for all that's to come. Before I let you go, the name of your book.
It is on a journey from darkness to light.
Wow.
29 years of sobriety, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. One day at a time. I'm happy.
One day at a time.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. This is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.